All right, welcome back. So let's tackle the next thing. So we'll go through the where we've gone through so far. Remember, step one, we're going to open eApp, log in. Step two, you're going to hit the start presentation button and enter the client's information. Step three, you're going to resize the windows appropriately and open your script. Now, at this point, this is where you should be ready to go. Where you might have your client that's actually jumped on, and they're in your waiting room now, or you're just waiting a minute or two for them to hop on. When they do jump on, you're gonna get a little, like I said, a little ding ding, letting you know that someone's actually in your waiting room. All right. Once they pop into your waiting room, that's where we actually get into what we need to be doing with eApp. All right. So that's what we're going to be covering next, is what we're doing with eApp specifically from this point forward. All right. So when you do that, someone just jumps in, ding ding, there we go. I'm going to just minimize my window to get it out of the way. All right, you see that I'm still here. This is useful to know because I can put this anywhere I want, and it's really not in the way of anything, is it? All right, so the next thing I want to do is get through all the stuff that's in the beginning of eApp. If you remember the first segment, we talked about eApp was made to be working in homes with clients live, right? So there's a lot of things that come up in the beginning that are not necessary to go through in the doing this remotely in a presentation. All right, so the next steps that we go through are extremely important, so make sure that you're paying attention. All right, so now you have your client in your waiting room. First thing we're going to do is we're going to click Next. All right, you're going to get this splash screen that shows up here. Now, these are for different lead types depending on the presentation that you're doing. If you're doing a union member, we're going to click on Union, right? So first thing we're going to do is we're just going to click on Union. Now, when I press this button here, all right, we're going to get a video that takes up our entire screen. All right, we're just going to go ahead and click it. If I immediately press the space bar, so once this pops up, if you just press the space bar, it will pause the video. You notice that you can't see anything else behind here. It's kind of annoying. And we're not going to watch this video anyway, so it's not necessary. So you can do two things. You can either just skip right through this, all right? Or before you skip it, you can grab this bar up here, drag it down, and then you get a smaller video. It's important to remember. Hold on to that because you're going to want that later. I'm going to press continue. Now, when I press continue, another video will play. This is for personal recruiting. We're going to skip this also. Remember, press the space bar, pause it just to get through it, skip the video, press continue. Now, when I press continue here, I'm going to get a referral box that pops up. All right, this is again for recruiting referrals for personal recruits. All right, a mistake a lot of newer people make at first is when they're actually collecting referral information, they're going to put it in this section here. This is not where you want to be doing this. It doesn't sync properly to our calling software, and it doesn't collect the right information. So when this pops up, you can just go ahead and click the X right here and let it go away. If it says, notice right here, it says, please donate a non-perishable food item. Again, we used to do this in person with families. We have a food bank that we'd run. And, we'd ask anyone we sat with for, say, a can of food or a box of pasta, something that's, non-perishable. We're going to click continue. All right, from this point, we get another splash screen. This is where you're going to be going over everything, all the no-cost benefits. So normally we would play a video for each no-cost benefit. We aren't going to do that. We're doing this remotely. Your target is to get through this, to get through the first part of the presentation relatively quickly. People just don't have the same attention span working like doing things virtually than they do when you're in person. So we're going to skip all of these. Now, when I press this continue button, you're going to get another video. I'm going to just go ahead and skip that video. Press continue. All right, I'm going to wait. Now, this is for referrals. All right. I have my Zoom thing over here. You can just minimize this. All right. This is for referrals. So by this point, when you pull someone from your waiting room into your actual meeting where you can like greet them and say hello, this is what your screen should look like right here. get a glimpse of it, soak it in. All right, this is what it should be. All right, you don't want to be navigating through all these different steps while you're trying to talk to somebody and trying to remember what you need to say and what you should be focusing on, all of that stuff. You want to have that all more or less ready to go. So when you start your presentation, when you first pull them in from your waiting room in here, you want your screen to look like this. You want eApp to be at this point where it says add new sponsorships, going through all of those steps. Okay, and I'm going to go through the next, and I'll go through the next steps of that in our next segment.